All right, so good morning. I don't have a vertical tillage machine, but I do have a John Deere disc, and I don't want to do any like chisel plowing or deep tillage of any sort, any kind of major tillage. I just kind of want to disturb the soil and get these corn stalks broke down into a manageable, just get a little bit of dirt thrown on top of them so that they start to break down. I got him going as fast as he can possibly go with his disc. He is throwing mud or dirt everywhere, but he's only going in maybe an inch deep. It'll probably level out a little bit better too, because we got some ruts out there, and I just kind of want to knock all this stuff down. It doesn't have to be pretty, it's just got to be effective, and I think we're going to be effective with this. Yeah, just my thoughts on it. I think he's doing all right. It can dance and bounce all it wants, but that's what I want to see. If I had a vertical tillage machine, it'd be doing a lot better job, but if I could just get these things knocked down and in contact with the soil by spring, they'll be... What is he doing? By spring, there won't be much left. And in the spring, I plan on doing deep ripping to, well, as deep as I feel is necessary. And I want it to all be settled down and clear. The other thing that I'm trying to destroy is this chickweed, this stuff. So, and it doesn't take much to destroy it. All you gotta do is get it uprooted and it'll freeze and die or dry out. So that's the other thing. I'm just trying to do some cheap weed management here, because come spring, it'd probably be already dead anyway. But it's gonna go to seed, and I don't really want it to go to seed. Oop, there's an ear. So I think this is what I'm hoping to achieve, just this little bit. If I had a vertical tillage machine, it'd do a much nicer job, but I don't have a spare $100,000 to spend, or at the best 70 for a good one. You know, you can buy a worn out one for 30,000 and then put another 30 into it to get the new discs and bearings and stuff, but I think my old disc will do just fine to knock this down. I'm gonna have him do this whole entire farm, and then I'm gonna send him over to the other farm to do the same thing on, just to get these things out of the way, because it has to happen. Whew, look at this. Shit's a flying, water and everything. Just enough to disturb it. That's all I care about. And that's a 4960, by the way. That's the one thing I really dislike about this disc, is it bounces when you go shallow like that. But it won't matter. If I do get a vertical tillage machine, it'll probably level it out a lot better. And if not, I'll just do the old tillage, or the old, I'll run this disc. I'll rip it and run this disc at the proper depth. And no chisel plowing, as I don't really want to do that. But this is kind of making me happy. So criticize me if you must. I do with what I got. I don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money to achieve close to the same goal. Like, this is perfect. This is all I really want to do, is get a little dirt slung up there, hold that stuff down. There's a lot of worm activity in this soil now. Since I've been putting the mushroom compost, things are working out pretty well with those. And here's the proof. There's a lot of worms. A lot of worms. Probably not the best idea to really hit them, but we're going to have worm day today. So it's not going to hurt those worms. They'll just re-dig themselves down in there, and the flora and fauna will thrive, and life will be pretty good. That's the whole point in getting this material down, is to break down this this residue that I've got, get the nutrients that are locked up in there released into the soil for next year's crop. I'm going to add another year of compost to it, which will continue to give me what I want it to do. Oh, he's really flying now. He don't care. We're just chucking dirt. Holy shit. That looks ridiculous. I'm sure I'm going to get some good comments on this one. I'm going to get some good comments on this one, but that's okay. He hits that wet spot, and that's the other thing with the with the subsoiler that I'm going to be purchasing, or I've already purchased. I just got to go pick it up. I don't need him to go quite that fast. I mean, it works, but I don't want him to go quite that fast. It will make ridges in the field, but it'll settle down by spring. Perfect. I actually think that that's perfect. To me, it's perfect. I can't complain. I'm not doing fodder anymore. I baled what I'm going to bale. I've got it pretty much, I got it stacked. I made a phone call the other day and wasn't too happy with the results of that phone call. So I've got 4 semi-loads of fodder baled, and the rest is going to be dropped in like this. That's the perfect speed, if you ask me. Perfect. Just a little disturbance going on there. And that'll screw up this chickweed and make that disappear. And it's not going to affect any of my activity in a month or so with the pulling truck up on here and dumping compost, because I'm going to put 20 loads of compost here, and to do this field and that farm field down below there, and then another 10 over there. And well, actually I only need 20 loads here, and we'll go at it with corn again. Yep, not gonna rotate. All right, here we go. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do some comment reading, just because I think comments are fun to read. And there's been a few of them over the last couple of videos that are just incredible. So there's a guy that used tire eject for the win. That's really the only thing that I really support and hope that everybody tries a gallon of it in small tires. Tractor tires, larger tractor tires, you can put them in there too, but yeah, tire eject. Donald Ellett, E-L-L-E-T-T. I put some tire jet in, he says jet, but it's ject, J-E-C-T, into a 16-inch truck tire, had a nail 1 inch below the tread, and it's working. Thanks for your advice. I put a plug in first, then took the 10 ounces into it. I pulled the nail out first, of course. Okay. Man, I love that old dairy barn. Wish I could see it back in full swing operation. Well, it was a very nice barn to operate out of. I never operated out of it. That was my grandfather's operation. They bought that farm in 1955. My mother was raised there from 55 on until she married my father in 1969. November 10th of 1969. They just celebrated a 53rd wedding anniversary. So kudos to Mom and Dad. And I'll never see those 50-some years. I'll be dead before me and Teresa are married for 50 years, because she'll probably poison me and I will be dead. Not true. I'm just joking. I only tell everybody she poisons me. She doesn't poison me. She actually takes good care of me. And William, of course. And anybody else that's hungry, for sure. It's so pretty with the fall around your place, Wes. The beauty of being surrounded by those trees. Yeah, it is. It is a beautiful place to live, and a lot of people don't understand that New Jersey is a beautiful place when you go west of the cities. I don't care for the cities in New Jersey at all. Wes, Teresa. Is that the correct spelling? T-H-E-R-E-S-A. That is the correct spelling, even though that's not her real name. We call her Teresa because we like to. As part of your team, a great person that wants you, her, your family, your team to succeed. You work well together. Great person, the Asian way. The Asian way can be annoying at times. I do pile a lot on her, and she takes it in stride, but sometimes I give her multiple instructions, and if you know anything about somebody that English isn't their first language, it can be confusing and hard to understand, and gets lost in translation. So that's things that I have to learn, not her. Here's one. And these comments are all pretty good. So, you got Teresa some horses, ? She does not have horses. You're a lucky guy, Wes. Finding a modern woman who is a good wife, mother, and farming partner. Women like Teresa are becoming rare nowadays. And you and Teresa are so lucky to have William, who is now trying to see what is going on and get involved in everything you are working on. Best of everything and everyone in the Pandy family. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Forget about another tractor for now and get yourself an AgriPro telehandler to try out. They don't do what I need them to do. They're good for on-site, but that's it. That barn could be converted into a wedding venue or an Airbnb. It would be perfect. Live in and rehab using the mill for Tim and pals. Good luck and sailboat engine recovery. Yes, the sailboat engine recovery. I have to go get that. We had a John Deere 7810 with a 19 speed for about 7,000 hours. Never had any power problems with it. Best tractors I ever had. Somebody replied to that, and I don't know who it was, nor do I care, but some of those 90s and early aught tractors were fancy, but weren't fancy, but you could put thousands of hours on them things. Well, to be quite honest with you, I think that the 10, 20 series, the aught 10 and 20 series tractors were comfortable enough to run all day. And my 7810 actually is set up for auto steer and GPS. I never used it. I'm in the market for one, but yeah, anything newer, like the 6210R has too many gadgets in it for me, even though I really like the 6210R. But they could have stopped there, you know. They could have stopped there and had a, you know, kept that run. But, you know, that's not how progress and equipment work. So that's how it goes. They keep adding and adding and adding, causing more and more things to fail and problems like that. Love your vids, mate. The other one with nodder problems worried me. Your wife has beautiful hair and might get stuck in a machine like that. I'm a city boy and don't know shit about farming. Machines just look dangerous to me. I'm probably wrong, and it looked worse than it was. Now, that's a very big concern of mine as well, but Teresa does not get out into things that have spinning units. Now, there was a, she left the tractor and baler running, so the nodder rack frame, but her hair would not reach that. Somebody says they love that barn. I do too. I do too. Rye is one of the best things a farmer can do for the soil. Yeah, and I got to go over and look at that, see if it's sprouted out. Good work, Pam and family. Thanks. Service to the people. I don't know that I give service to anybody other than the people that watch this channel and appreciate it, but other than that, you know, I'm just a guy. I really enjoy your videos. Thank you so much. There's another one. Get that barn turned into a wedding venue and make more money than you do farming in that barn. I know. We already know this. So, yeah. And it doesn't have to be a wedding venue. Have you ever dealt with weddings? I can honestly and personally tell you that yes, I have, and not just going to them. So I will go into a little bit of a story here at the end of this video, or right now, because this video is just about over. Once upon a time when I was a young man, and actually not even a young man, I was a kid. I went to grade school, and my mom and dad and my sister, Wendy, and even my other sister, Holly, and my other sister, Ella, later on, they all, my dad, my mother, and my sister Wendy started a horse-drawn carriage business. My sister Wendy was interested in carriages and horse-drawn stuff, and they started a business doing weddings, day trips, and other special occasions. That's what it said on the advertisement that they had. They built that business to a point where it was doing extraordinarily well. And then when my sister matured and Wendy matured and got older, my mom and dad actually gave it to her. And it was her business. She was able to do that, and they were doing, and I was helping, and so was my sister, my other two sisters, Ella and Holly, and we did weddings. And if you ask my dad about weddings, and he could tell you story after story after story, from Bridezilla to cheating husbands, cheating people, in the, you know, a little bit of alcohol on the way to the from the wedding to the reception. There were bridesmaids and ushers that would say, "Hey, wait here for a minute," and run off into the bushes, go at it a few minutes, and then come back out. My dad, you know, he did that once and was really pissed off. And then when they got to the wedding reception, the very pregnant wife of the guy that was in the bushes with one of the bridesmaids. Yeah, she came up and that was that. So if you know anything about weddings, and the worst of the worst and the best of the best can all come out in a wedding, you can go to YouTube and type in wedding disasters and you'll know. I was always the guy with the camera, believe it or not. Actually, the advertising photographs that they used during the time that they did this for 15 or so, 20, almost 20, let's see, from the 80s to the early 2000s. Yeah, from the 80s, the 1980s to the early 2000s, so almost 20 years. Those photographs that were used in those advertisements were taken by yours truly. I was the guy behind the camera. My dad took a lot of pictures, and but they always felt that the best ones were taken by me. Was actually going to go into photography. I took darkroom classes, and I can develop film and make photographs and manipulate photographs, and that art is long since gone. Nobody does that hardly anymore anyway. But yeah, I had a whole darkroom set up in the basement of my parents' house, complete with a color machine, which I never used. That was something that my sister did, because my sister Holly went to New York to a photography school where she did photography for a while, and she gave that up too. When things went digital, I quit with it. The only thing that I do now is with these stupid things and YouTube, as you know. But as for weddings, my dad could probably plan a wedding yet today from start to finish if he wanted to, and he was actually considering doing some of that stuff when they were in the wedding business, and he recommended people. There were so many stories you have no idea from back in the day. I mean, I would love to sit down with my dad and my wife and just videotape him and me, and my sister Wendy has since passed on. She had breast cancer and died in 2014, buried. We buried her in the back lot there. My nephew Cody, that's his mother. And I don't think Cody really remembers much of the carriage business because he was little. I want to say they quit that in 02 or 03. My first wife, she left in 03, and I think that's when they sold it. But anyway, they sold it, and the people that bought it ran it promptly into the ground as quickly as they could because it was the county, and that was it. The county, Hunterdon County, bought that thing, and they had more problems than you could even shake a stick at. I mean, you got no idea how bad they had problems with that. So anyway, yeah, that was the story there with weddings and stuff. Could I do it? Yeah, I think I could. I think I could do something like that. Will I? Well, I don't know. I don't know if I will or not. I know that it would be a whole shit ton of fun. And, being part of somebody's special day is, it's fun. But you know that 50% of all weddings or all marriages end in divorce. About 50%, half of them don't last anymore. And I bet the number is even much lower because it's too easy to get a divorce now. It should be just as hard to get married as it is to get a divorce. Like, hey, you gotta... There's an account you have to put money into to pay for your own damn divorce, and if you can't put that money into that account, you can't get married. That kind of a thing, and that would slow people down a little bit. You could go online now and get married to somebody in another country, legally married to somebody in another country, and never have met them. Don't recommend that. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video at the beginning. This last half was just me talking about things. 2-inch shingle nails, leave them loose to allow siding to move. Already know that. Already did that. We did it. You don't smash them in. You leave about 1/4 of an inch. And yeah, I have to side my house. My wife is after me. Hey, wife, are you after me to side this house?
Yes.
She wants me to side the house. I need to side the house. I'm tired of the wood that I need to paint, and I don't have time to paint it. I'm just going to do vinyl siding because vinyl is final, and I'm done with it. So what I'll do is I'll get everything wrapped up and finished up. Yeah. Look at this beautiful young lady that I have here. Yeah, don't tell me. She is so cute. No, come here.
No.
My wife. Come on. I'm going to get you. I got you.
No.
See, now tell me that this is... What happened to your glasses?
I took it off. Will you please? I'm trying to comb my hair. Stop it.
You're so pretty, though.
No. Hindi.
How old are you now?
Look how long my hair is. Need to be...
Yeah, there was somebody who was worried about your hair. I don't worry about your hair.
Why you worry about my hair?
Getting caught in the machine.
Oh, I'll be Rapunzel.
Rapunzel, I got my hair ripped out. Yeah. It's my wife. She's so beautiful. Do you love me?
Sometimes.
Sometimes you don't?
Mm-hmm.
We have a new sailboat channel, me and my wife. And
Oh, you're gonna show my
I'm not showing you.
sunken. What do you call that? Filipino piece said sunken chest, pirate chest, sunken chest.
No.
What did she say?
I did. Oh, what? The Filipina P?
Filipina P.
She says,
sunken.
if you think about it, I'm kind of like a pirate. I've already got my sunken chest. But that's not you. No, you don't have a sunken chest. That girl has a sunken chest. She's got like 2 mosquito bites. That's it. But you got better than mosquito bites, right?
I don't know. I think I
think
got.
So anyways, we got a sailboat channel, and me and Teresa are going to be partners. Me, Teresa, and William will be partners in crime on our sailboat channel. I have it named, and I have.
You don't even know if you can sail.
Oh, I can sail, honey. I'll sail you right over to the sunset.
Mm.
But that would be the Pacific, so
It's
I'd
like
have to
my
sail
life
you to the
insurance
sunset.
policy, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll be dead too, so it won't matter. Now, sailing really isn't that difficult. It's just the thing is, she would probably panic and we would die.
Well, I can't swim, so.
Well, we're gonna have a jackstrap for you and a harness, so in case you do get knocked off, you're attached to the boat and you can't die. I'll just pull you back overboard. Is that right?
I need a trimming. See that?
I'll trim you. Want to trim?
Are we done here?
Almost.
I gotta pack up William's clothes yet.
But my wife has agreed, my lovely Asawa, Teresa here, has agreed that she will be on camera with me, and she will not be obnoxious. She will
If
be...
the price is right.
Oh, yeah. You can't afford Asian. Right? Isn't that what they sold Brooks?
Oh, yeah. Sir, you can't afford Asians.
Sorry, get off the Asian websites. You can't afford Asian. He's so right. They were so right.
We're not expensive. We're actually cheap. Reasonable.
I would say that I got a good deal with you.
Not bad, right?
Not a bad deal. She works hard.
Hey. One hand washes the other, right?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. But, you know, I know. I love my pretty girl. And, oh yeah, by the way, we're leaving together.
Yeah, so I have to continue pack.
Yeah, go pack up. I just need 1 pair of pants, a change of clothes, possibly 2. That's it.
That's what I got. I got William. Yeah, I gotta get
just
William.
a quick thing. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah. We're leaving. We're going to Illinois. Illinois and back. We'll be back Tuesday night. So this will be the last video you see.
Tuesday afternoon now.
Tuesday evening.
We have to...
Tuesday afternoon.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. See...
Yeah.
She's such a pain in my ass. Like,
You're my favorite.
happy ending! No. Happy beginning! Miserable ending! Sometimes. Yeah. She thought that was funny. Anyway, there's a glimpse into my life. It's my life, and, you know, I love it. But we're going to Illinois. I bought a ripper out there from a guy by the name of Glenn LeDuc, and we are going to go pick it up. I won't tell you what I paid. It's not an auto reset. It is a shear bolt model, because the auto reset ones are very expensive. And just buy shear bolts. So you buy shear bolts, find a tree you can back up to, bang it back into place, and put a new bolt in it, and off you go again. We have heavy compacted soil because of years and years and years and years of running heavy balers and stuff over top of them. I have a neighbor who has been doing no-till farming for many, 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 many years. He refuses to do any sort of tillage. Absolutely will not use a ripper. This is a straight bar ripper. It's not the V-tine ripper. It's a straight ripper. He refuses to use anything tillage-wise because he hates mud. Well, compaction at the level of compaction due to years and years and years of no-till farming, I don't think he understands it. We haven't had a hard enough freeze over the years, and I can tell you when I dug down with my skid steer, I could see our level of compaction is, even with the corn, is at that 8 to 10 inch level, and we chisel plow. I cannot bust through that any deeper with a chisel plow, so I must do a deep a deep tillage ripper operation to do that. So that's the plan, and that will allow my roots to go deep and collect water, because we've had 2 very wet years, and I got a feeling that we're going to be heading into a drier season. So I hope you enjoyed this. It's going to be long-winded and fun, but just bear with me here. Have a nice day. See you on the flip side.